Hello and welcome. So far, we have deployed DevOps Buddy manually to our Spring Boot boxes. To do so, we had to SCP the DevOps Buddy jar file to the Bastion host, change the file permissions to 777, SSH into the Bastion host with a -A flag. From there, SCP the DevOps Buddy jar to the two Spring Boot boxes. Then, we had to SSH into each of the Spring Boot boxes and manually restart the DevOps Buddy service with the command sudo service DevOps Buddy restart. All of this worked fine, but we can't say that it's a very smooth process. In particular, this process is not automated and doesn't scale. In the current world, DevOps is a local optimization on how to deliver software that looks at how to speed up application deployments into production. Numerous researches have proven that if DevOps practices are applied correctly, organizations will realize a higher return on investment. The principle at the base of DevOps is automation. We should be able to automate all the activities from when a developer pushes some code all the way when this code lands into production. With the process that we have followed so far, we had to perform a lot of manual activities to simply deploy a DevOps Buddy application to our AWS infrastructure. Now that we can use AWS autoscaling, if our application becomes popular, we might need to scale it to hundreds or thousands of servers. It's clear that in this case, the approach that we have followed so far wouldn't scale. In an ideal world, we would have a one-click process that builds the DevOps Buddy application with the command maven clean package, SCPs the DevOps Buddy jar file to both Spring Boot instances, and finally restarts the DevOps Buddy service on all boxes. And also, if we were to have many instances, we would like to automate day-to-day operations such as updating the operating system or hardening some folders. Since our AWS infrastructure is dynamic, meaning that servers can be created and destroyed dynamically, we should of course also be able to dynamically retrieve all IP addresses of our boxes. In order to do so, we need to automate our infrastructure management, from hardware state to application deployment. There are various products that allow us to automatically achieve a desired target state on a dynamic infrastructure. In the world of DevOps, these are called configuration management tools, and they allow us to implement what is known as infrastructure as code. Examples of these tools are Ansible, Puppet, Chef, and SaltStack. In this lecture, we will create a combination of Ansible and Bash scripts to achieve the desired target state on our servers, that is, the ability to dynamically and automatically build and deploy DevOps Buddy and perform day-to-day operations on all our AWS infrastructure boxes. In particular, we will introduce Ansible, go through the instructions on how to install it, create Bash and Ansible scripts and playbooks to automatically build, deploy, and restart DevOps Buddy remotely, execute some Ansible playbooks to maintain a desired state on all our AWS infrastructure. Ansible is an open source configuration management tool. The quick start guide can be found at ansible.com. The guide provides information on how to install Ansible on your operating system. If you're running on Mac, for example, you can Google install Ansible on Mac and there will be plenty of examples on how to do this. For example, if you already have Homebrew, you could run brew install Ansible. Alternatively, you can use Python and pip. If you have installed Ansible correctly, you should be able to run the commands Ansible and Ansible-playbook from your command line. Please pause the video until you are able to do so.